Not every gay man wears a flag. Sometimes he just shows up on your screen with perfect cheekbones, a slow smirk, and undeniable boyfriend energy. And the second you see him, you feel it. This is going to mess with your whole type. And before you even Google him, you're thinking, oh, wait, he's gay? In this episode of Rainbow Spotlight, we're counting down 5 men who had fans questioning everything. They weren't loud, they weren't trying, they were just hot, talented, and quietly, confidently out. From old-school teen heartthrobs to Gen Z's new obsessions, this list will surprise you and maybe even unlock a little something. Which one shocked you the most? Drop a 1 to 5 below and let us know, where in the world are you watching from? Because sometimes the most iconic gay men are the ones you almost didn't notice. Matt Dallas. From TV dreamboat to quiet gay icon. If you were watching TV in the 2000s, chances are you remember Matt Dallas as that guy. Sharp jawline, sleepy blue eyes, soft voice, abs that somehow felt emotional. He wasn't just hot, he was ethereal. His breakout role as the mysterious title character in Kyle XY turned him into an instant teen heartthrob. Tumblr exploded. Magazine covers followed. He was every girl's crush, and a lot of closeted boys, too. But what no one realized at the time was this. Matt Dallas was gay, and he wasn't saying a word about it. In the mid-2000s, Hollywood wasn't kind to out actors, especially not ones who played romantic leads on primetime cable. There were rumors, sure, blind items, vague bachelor language in interviews. But Matt kept things quiet. He didn't want his identity to define or derail his career. So he played the game, quietly. Then in 2013, out of nowhere, he posted a tweet. It was a photo of him and musician Blue Hamilton with the caption, "Starting our family." No dramatic coming out statement, no magazine exclusive, just love. Simple, soft, true. The internet paused and then collectively gasped, "Wait, Kyle XY is gay?" From there, Matt began living openly. He and Blue got married, adopted a son, posted cozy family photos and warm life updates that gave fans whiplash in the best way. Because the guy who once symbolized mysterious teen desire had grown into a proud, grounded gay man. And honestly, that glow-up hit harder than anything on the CW. What makes Matt Dallas iconic isn't just that he came out, it's how he did it. No branding, no press tour, no monetized story, just authenticity at his own pace. For many queer millennials, he was the first TV crush they didn't realize meant something deeper. And when he quietly stepped into his truth, it retroactively validated 1,000 teenage feelings. It's also worth saying, Matt aged like fine wine. He's still beautiful, still soft-spoken, still serving dad you run into at the farmer's market who used to be on TV realness. But now his presence hits different because there's no more hiding, just calm, confident queer energy. And in today's world of curated chaos and overexposure, that kind of quiet pride is magnetic. Drop a 1 if Matt Dallas was your secret awakening or your surprise years later. Drop a baby emoji if you're still not over that Kyle XY, but make it gay dad plot twist. Chris Appleton, the glam king with gym-honed arms and a secret husband. You probably know his work before you knew him. Chris Appleton is the celebrity hairstylist behind some of the most iconic glam looks of the decade. Kim Kardashian's glass hair, his. Jennifer Lopez's Super Bowl waves, yep. Ariana's signature ponytail? You guessed it. He's the man holding the brush and commanding the room. But here's the thing. When photos of Chris himself started surfacing on TikTok and Instagram, people weren't asking about his work anymore. They were asking, who is this insanely hot silver fox with biceps that could crush me and cheekbones sharper than his scissors? And then, wait, he's gay? Yes, very gay. Very married. Very dad, but make it fashion. Chris Appleton is the kind of man who enters a room like he owns it. And honestly, he probably does. With his steely gaze, tailored streetwear, and a jawline that looks sculpted by AI, Chris has that intimidating hotness that turns everyone's heads regardless of their sexuality. But for a long time, fans didn't realize he was part of the LGBTQ+ community. Why? Because he didn't lead with it. He was just out there, doing his job, training in the gym, occasionally posting thirst traps with mysterious lighting, and even more mysterious captions. It wasn't until his relationship with actor Lucas Gage went public that people put the pieces together. One second, Chris is posting videos from the salon. The next, he and Lucas are married in Vegas with Kim Kardashian as their officiant. The internet broke. It was the kind of chaotic, glamorous, unexpectedly gay moment that made fans say, "Wait, how did I miss this?" The man who styled some of the world's most famous women had quietly become a gay icon himself. But make no mistake, Chris isn't just hot for a hairstylist. He's hot, period. His physique is Olympic tier. His style is luxury but not try hard. And his energy? Confident, direct, and surprisingly tender. You get the sense he's not performing for social media. He's just being, and that's what makes him magnetic. Chris is living proof that masculinity, sensuality, and queerness don't just coexist, they can thrive together unapologetically. He didn't come out with a rainbow-filtered video or a tweet. He just brought his husband to the red carpet and said, "This is my life." Classy, bold, iconic. Drop a 3 if Chris's wedding reveal made you drop your phone. Drop a scissors emoji if you'd let him ruin your hair and your heart.
Froy Gutierrez, the silent storm of soft gay chaos. There's something about Froy Gutierrez that makes people lean forward. It's the eyes, dark, unreadable. The bone structure, aggressively perfect. The energy, boyfriend material wrapped in secrecy. You've probably seen him in Teen Wolf or Cruel Summer. But for a lot of fans, Froy is more than just a rising star. He's a walking mystery, wrapped in a soft hoodie and a jawline sharp enough to ruin your weekend. But the biggest surprise? He's gay, or at least gay enough for the internet to claim him. Froy has never officially posted a coming out video. No public statement, no confetti, just subtle shifts in his presence. Certain photos, a very specific look, the way he appears in someone else's frame, especially when that someone else is fellow actor Richard Madden. Yes, that Richard Madden. In 2020, paparazzi caught the two of them quarantining together in Los Angeles. Matching outfits, grocery trips, smiling in sweats. It was domestic, it was soft, and it sent queer Twitter into an absolute spiral. No one said anything, but everyone said everything. Freud didn't deny, he didn't confirm. He just lived. Quietly, stylishly, suspiciously well lit in every accidental photo. That ambiguity became his signature. He doesn't need to tweet about pride or wear rainbow merch to radiate queerness. He just shows up, hot, unbothered, and deeply vibe-coded. But what makes Froy so captivating isn't just the speculation, it's his presence. He doesn't chase fame, he lets the camera come to him. And when it does, it captures a softness that feels untouched by performance. He acts like someone who knows he's beautiful but hasn't weaponized it. Yet. Froy represents a new kind of gay visibility. The kind that doesn't announce itself, but doesn't hide either. It's fluid. It's chill. It's, here's a thirst trap, and no, you don't get context. And let's be honest, he's really good at it. Whether he's playing a tortured teen on screen or just walking around LA with a book and a $2,000 sweater, Froy stays in that perfect lane between maybe straight and, wait, he's dating who? In a world obsessed with labels, he gives us something better, a slow burn. Drop a 2 if Froy's mystery makes him even hotter. Drop a camera emoji if you definitely zoomed in on those paparazzi pics.
Andrew Scott, the man who made Hot Priest queer and sacred. Some men don't need abs or a TikTok presence to be sexy. They just look at you, and it's over. Andrew Scott is that man. Known globally as the iconic Hot Priest from Fleabag, Andrew Scott has one of those faces you don't forget. Thoughtful eyes, disarming smile, a voice so smooth it should come with a warning label. He exudes quiet intensity, the kind of man who walks into a room and doesn't say much, but still ends up in everyone's dreams. And for a surprising number of people, the reaction to learning he's gay is, wait, seriously? Since when? The answer, since always. Andrew Scott has been openly gay for years, but he's never made it his brand. He doesn't chase headlines. He doesn't pose with rainbow flags on every red carpet. Instead, he's lived his truth through honesty, elegance, and one hell of a filmography. Born and raised in Dublin, Ireland, Andrew spent years doing stage work before crossing over into TV and film. While his talent is undeniable, what made people fall hard for him was that magical collision of intellect and sensuality. He plays characters that are complicated, magnetic, and often a little bit dangerous, just like the real him. But despite playing mostly straight roles, Andrew never hid his identity. In fact, in interviews, he's made it clear: sexuality is not the most interesting thing about a person. That confidence? That calm refusal to sensationalize being gay? So hot. What truly sent the internet spiraling was the role in Fleabag. As the emotionally repressed, devastatingly attractive priest who forms a forbidden connection with Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character, Andrew became the subject of fan edits, Tumblr poetry, and "Father, forgive me" thirst tweets that would make a nun blush. And yes, many fans didn't know he was gay until after they fell for him. That only made the reveal more iconic. Andrew Scott represents a different kind of gay icon. Intellectual, private, poetic. He's not flashy. He's not serving looks on Instagram. He's serving emotional resonance and unbothered excellence. The gay community didn't have to claim him. He's been one of us all along. And that slow burn realization? It hits harder than a six-pack ever could. Drop a 4 if Hot Priest still lives rent-free in your brain. Drop a book emoji if Andrew gives you literary boyfriend energy. Jack Wolfe, the fantasy boyfriend you didn't realize was gay. Jack Wolfe looks like he stepped straight out of a dream, or at least a fantasy novel. With his soft curls, wide eyes, and a voice like velvet wrapped in honey, he's the kind of beautiful that makes you pause mid-scroll. You've seen him on Netflix's Shadow and Bone, where he played Wyland Hendricks, the shy demolitions expert with a tragic past and a tender heart. But even outside of the Grishaverse, Jack gives off one very specific energy. Storybook gay prince who reads poetry and probably bakes sourdough. Which is why, for many fans, the realization that he's gay came with a quiet gasp. Wait, he's gay? Unlike many young actors, Jack didn't need a grand announcement or a viral coming-out moment. He's been open about his sexuality in interviews and on social media, but never made it his headline. Instead, he let his presence speak, soft but proud, gentle but grounded. No performative rainbow-filtered posts, just authenticity. And that makes him even more magnetic. There's a stillness to Jack Wolfe that feels rare in the age of overexposure. He isn't all over TikTok thirst traps or red carpet chaos. He shows up when it matters, says something kind, looks ridiculously pretty, and disappears again, like a gay forest spirit in human form. In Shadow and Bone, his queer storyline with Kit Young, who plays Jesper, stole hearts with its quiet intimacy and emotional weight. It wasn't flashy or overly dramatized. It was slow, sincere, and softly revolutionary. For young LGBTQ+ fans, seeing Jack embody that role with such nuance meant more than any Pride post ever could. And outside of acting, Jack sings. And yes, he sings like someone who could ruin your life in the best way. His musical theater background adds a rich layer to his talent, making him a rare triple threat. He can act, sing, and break hearts by simply existing. What sets Jack Wolfe apart is that he doesn't try to fit into the typical gay heartthrob box. He's not mask for mask. He's not chasing abs or clout. He's here to make art, and maybe make you cry a little while he's at it. And honestly, that makes him the hottest of them all. Drop a 5 if Jack Wolfe's dreamy energy hits you out of nowhere. Drop a violin emoji if he gives you fairy tale boyfriend vibes. They didn't post big announcements. They didn't make grand speeches. They just existed. Hot, talented, quietly gay, and the internet felt it. In a world obsessed with labels and loudness, there's something deeply powerful about men who live openly, but not performatively. Whether it's Matt Dallas quietly starting a family, or Jack Wolfe singing his heart out in fantasy lands, each of these guys reminded us that queerness doesn't always need a press release. Sometimes it just needs presence and confidence and a really good jawline. Drop a 1 to 5 if one of them made you do a double take. And let us know, who did you not realize was family until much later? Because visibility doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just smirks and breaks the internet on its way by.